Today's broadcast is brought to you by the letter J and the number 4 and is proudly presented by nature. Nature. Something that I want to talk about, that I've been itching to talk about for a while, is words and spells. And when it comes to words and what they mean and how they're presented, words have power. Words have power. Don't think I'm right. Don't know how to receive that. Think about this. When someone says a certain country's leader's name, or somebody says something about, I don't know, red, white, and blue. How about a certain flag? And yet we have things like words when it comes to happiness and joy, and what that brings to you as far as, oh yeah, I know what that is. What does that feel like to you? You react in a way, you might not react in a way, it might be neutral, but all the other words, there's a feeling associated with it. Remember, words have power. So a few years back, I would say about 8 years back, I started changing the way that I talk to people in the form of words. And when I started doing that, I started modifying words like production and project and process and progress. Do you see how dull those are? Do you see those? Do you hear those words? How about this? How about we look at those as a positive thing? Process, progress, production, project. How about we get to talk about things even in that sentence that I just said? Instead of saying I need to or I have to. And I talked about this a little bit in one of my other videos, which was when you say you need and you have to, it feels like an obligation. It feels like something that your body and you, your soul, whomever you are, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it because it feels like a betrayal. Because what you want to do is you really want to do the things that you want to do, but yet you're faced with this thing that you have to do or you need to do. How about you get to? How about you get to? And then someone might say to you or me, well, when I reframe that sentence, when I say I get to ride a bike, I get to go outside today, I got to go down by the river yesterday, it doesn't always work. You're right. So what are you going to do about that? Huh? What are you going to do? Are you going to try? Or are you just going to think of a way to talk about this in a more positive way? Because words have big meaning. Words have power. And when you start speaking like someone who knows what they're talking about and somebody who's confident in their word, you stop dropping words like every second or third word. You start to think about how crucial it is to form those words because they have power. And when they have power, they speak of you. And I said progress and process and production and project. It takes a little bit of time to work those in, but you do. And when I started working those in, it started to sound like something that was less of a hassle. It started to sound like something that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to be a part of a production. I really wanted to be a part of a project, and I was happy to be a part of it. And it's all a part of my process. See, process. It seems positive. It's going forward momentum. Or your progress. How are you progressing? See, it even sounds better to you. No, it doesn't, Jesse. Yes, it does. Don't argue with me. It does. It makes lots of sense. And when you start to think about even words like toxic, well, Jesse, that's a heavy word. That's a heavily loaded word. You're right. But if you break that down, toxic. You talk sick. If you talk sick, you're talking sick about yourself, about other people. That's a reflection of you. That is a reflection of you. Your confidence and how you feel about yourself. And those are just some of them. And my conversation around today's piece is, why not think about words that have power and stand in your word and be confident with them, rather than the little gangly ones that seem to carry lower vibration. They don't sound very good when people say them. And I know you shouldn't judge, but that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, words have power. They're like little spells. And when you start to see how powerful you really are, when you use the words that you really want to use versus the ones that you're just coming up with or other people use or trendy stuff, you start to realize who you really are. You start to really connect with your being. You start to manifest specific things into your life that you want. And my friends, you are so powerful. You are so powerful when you start thinking about the words, just like Neville Goddard has said in many of his manifesting techniques. When you have some specific things in mind, and I'm not quoting or paraphrasing, but I'm more or less going over what some of the things that he's, or going over some of the things that he's said, and just analyzing them a bit. When you get specific and granular with the things that you really want, they start to appear in your life. Well, Jesse, that's all about perception. Yeah, you're right. But whose perception is it? Mine or yours? And who's the one that needs to think about this more? You or me? I've already thought this through. This is something for you now. This is something to think about. If these are your words now, what are you going to say? If you were to see me in a street right now, what would you say to me? Would you come up and say something that was kind of negative, a put off? Or would you tell me how you felt? Would you be expressive about it? Would you think about how you want to say it? I challenge you to do that. Because the power within you, in the words that you use, shows all those around you. And not only shows, people around you can feel your being when you use the words that you really want to say. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day today. Start processing what I've said. Talk to you soon.